Our shipping container to cabin is well underway. Now that all of the main work is complete on the exterior of the cabin, we are ready to start building out the interior of the shipping container. For the first project inside, we will be working on the floors.
Okay, so one thing I do want to touch on how we're doing the whole floor system, because it is a little bit different than our house. What we're going to be doing is the epoxy. The reason for the epoxy is just to encapsulate anything in the floor that may have been spilled or any of the pesticides that were used to treat the wood in the floor. So there will be the epoxy and then 2 inches of rigid foam insulation, and then it'll be an OSB which will be attached through the insulation into this shipping container floor itself, and then on top of that we'll probably do a vinyl or something above the OSB.
Sounds like a plan. It's pretty crazy because I know you're not done, but it looks so much better than when we did the epoxy in our house.
Right, of course.
So with the epoxy, you'll see that it is a little white in some spots, and that's just a bunch of air bubbles. And we're not quite sure why that happened. Like, he definitely mixed it for more than enough time. I don't know if it was just, you know, from using the drill and that produces all that bubbles or what. But since pouring it, a lot of the bubbles have gone away, but we're not worried about it at all because, again, this is all going to be covered up, so it literally doesn't matter.
There's a few spots in the center where the wood just absorbed it a lot, and so I'll definitely have to come through and do another coat, but it looks pretty good.
Much easier this time.
So far, out of the 2 times we've done this, the best method of applying it is using a foam roller. That's an important part, not like a nap roller, a foam head. Before we used paintbrushes and squeegees. Paintbrushes worked well, but they
Took too long.
Yeah, it took too long. And the squeegee, I mean, it did well at spreading it fast, but it just caused a lot of air bubbles and didn't make it as consistent.
Left lines.
Yeah, lots of lines.
What is that?
Probably food.
Baby, like, you know we're filming. Could you not
I thought it was a wet spot.
clean yourself up?
I feel like it's loud. Clean it.
Okay, I think people can notice that. It definitely looks worse.
But it'll look better in just a few minutes. It'll dry out. So I'll do the segment with a big wet spot on my chest. So how am I starting this off?
Babe! And Maction. That is Mackenzie action. And a go. Maction. Take 10. Maction. I don't know the process. Okay, just go.
Alright, so today, can you see my hands in my pocket?
No. What do we have my hands?
Okay, so today I'm back on the epoxy process. So last night I went ahead and did a light sanding over the entire surface. The reason being to that is just so it's not a slick surface and the epoxy has something to really bite onto. So that's all been done, blown out, and we're ready for our second coat.
A bubble, big bubble.
A big thing of bubbles? That's epoxy.
Epoxy? Yes.
Wow. You're strong.
All I want, all I need is right here next to me. get better than this. No, 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 no. It can't get better than this. No, 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 no. This is so divine, 'cause right now is the time for us to feel alive. This is heavenly bliss. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can't get better than this.
My tractor. Turtle slow.
The turtle slow.
Rapids fast.
Yep. Good
You're
job.
so smart. Alright, so Spencer is all done with the epoxy now. So we can't do anything else inside the container. So he's actually just over working on our car right now. And while he's doing all of that, what I'm gonna start doing is tearing off all the tape and painting around all the stickers and seals. Sorry, it's really windy, so hopefully you guys can hear me right now. But yeah, I'm gonna start that whole process and we'll see how far I can get. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take forever just to get the paint, the tape off. Mommy might need a razor to shave my armpits now. Caution, tape.
I feel good when I'm walking down the sunnified street. Say hello and high five everyone I meet. Let the good times roll all around. I feel good. Smile on my face and the vibe is so amazing. Pocket full of
I don't think I'm gonna get this done in your brother's nap time.
I feel good. I feel
Well, I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is the paint is really on there. And the bad news is the paint is really on there. That's great for the container, but oh my gosh, like all the seals and everything on that tape, it's gonna take forever to get that tape all up off of there. So I'm just gonna pretty much forget about the seals. Baby, wait a second, I'm talking to our friends, okay? Wait. I'm just gonna wait on the seals for right now and just work on pulling the tape around the stickers, cause yeah. I mean, I'm getting off the stickers, but like over there I was doing the seals and it's just like, I started to try to peel it and it's like a joke, like a bad joke, which I know nothing about because I don't tell bad jokes, but you know. You're kind of in a bad spot, buddy.
Yeah, it's still just leaving residue. All right, you're gonna have to paint the seals.
Oh my god.
I feel good. I feel good.
This wind is not making it easy to have a steady hand. Alright, so I got 4 of the stickers done on the doors. I still have around all of the numbers and everything. That's gonna be a pretty time-consuming task. I mean, on our house, we didn't leave any of the numbers because they were just all peeling off really badly and it had a lot of rust around them. But these ones we were able to keep because it wasn't really that bad. So that's definitely gonna take a bit of time though. And I still do have all the stickers like on the sides and everything. I think there's just a few, but still. I think that this extra work is definitely going to be worth it because it's just gonna make this place look even cooler. I think it's gonna give it a lot of character and just make it even more unique. But yeah, hopefully I can get this painting all done soon and then we can get the tape off the seals and work on getting that hardware back on there because it's gonna look so good when it's all done. So what are you doing?
I gotta replace the rear struts back here, replace the front struts and the front lower control arms. The rear sags because that's just what they do over time on these models, and the fronts, the bushings on the lower control arms need to be replaced, so might as well also replace the front struts too.
You have quite the to-do list.
Let the light pour in the cold. Like midnight skies need northern stars. I think home is right where you
So today we are ready to start on the next project inside the cabin, and now that the epoxy is done, what that's going to be is installing the insulation on the floor, and then the subfloor will be going on top of that. And there will still be spray foam on the underside of the container, but we just want it to be nice and warm, like very comfortable.
So first layer of insulation is done. I wanted to point out before I started on the second layer that these are closed cell polyiso boards with aluminum foil backing on each side, one side being a reflective side and the other side just being a matte finish. So that reflective side will help radiate the heat and help maintain the interior temperature, but also with having 2 layers, each board is an R6, so I'll have an R12 just on top of the shipping container floor, and then underneath I plan on doing another 2, maybe 3 inches of spray foam. So these floors will be very well insulated. And also with doing 2 layers, I'm going to stagger my joints. That way it'll maximize the efficiency of these boards to the interior space.
I think it's time to take a ride. We're gonna travel across the Milky Way, unafraid in outer space, holding on to the good I feel today. There's no gravity now to hold us down. We'll buckle up, settle in, hold on tight now, 'cause we're going to the moon. Flying on a rocket, nothing's gonna stop us now.
This is a good backdrop.
Be one with the wood. That's what he said.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, so I got all the insulation in, and on that top layer of insulation, I went ahead and taped all the seams with aluminum foil tape, and now we're just ready for the subfloor.
In freeze. Which this subfloor going in is kind of a big deal, because once this is done, we're able to start framing, which I am really looking forward to, because just being able to see the size of all the rooms and how small they are. One down, how many to go? 9 to go. Oh my gosh! Babe, we're gonna be ready to frame. You know, now that there's some wood in here, it's officially a cabin. It's already feeling cozy. What do you think, bud?
You like it?
Looking good. And I'm not talking about the cabin.
We are going to lay epoxy down, and my brain just farted. Pretty.
Thank you. You're pretty too.